These are the first few things I would do to prepare to buy a home. I'm a real estate agent in Santa Clarita, California. I've been selling houses since 1998. At the very beginning, I would first explore myself to figure out if I should even be a person that needs to embark in owning real estate. Looking at my personal situation, independently wealthy, it just depends on what I'm going to be purchasing the real estate for. If you're looking at it as like a place to live and it's going to be your primary residence, then that probably makes sense. Now it's going to come down to your ability to do so and timing. So then I would probably go and seek out a real estate agent, somebody in that business, and knowing what I know now, I'm going to take it from there. So the next step is finding out how much I qualify for. That's going to be done a few different ways. I can go to the real estate agent, of course, that I'm talking to and say, hey, listen, do you know somebody that can loan me money? And of course, they're very happy to help. A couple different reasons. They have people in their group that they like more than others because those people have a performance rating. They know by past practice what they're able to do of doing, and probably if they have any kind of history, the people that they know in the background that have worked for them before and performed for their clients, they know them under pressure. And a lot of cases within real estate, a transaction can go from zero to super high pressure. We're talking, they just continue to increase. One of the things that I would say is look for that best source. If you like your agent, they have a lender that they like, great. But if you have a lender that is either a family friend, relative, or maybe a personal friend, you might want to check them out as well. And this is what you're looking for. It could come down to maybe you wanting the best deal, but if one lender is telling you and actually is able to do it, giving you a lower interest rate while your costs are the same or less that lender's going to charge you to get you this loan, that's called origination. From an agent standpoint, I would probably go with the less expensive depending on performance. Now, if it came down to me knowing them, not knowing them, and my agent knowing and trusting them, probably the agent's lender's going to get the selection. Even if all of that pans out to be true, 100% true, the issue is getting into closing and then finishing is something that hasn't been tested yet, at least for your specific circumstance. Going into it, your gut's going to tell you a lot, but because you probably haven't purchased real estate before, you're going to have to rely on other people. It's like any other service profession. You'll kind of know at the beginning. If you have a question on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. and you give that to the lender or other service professional you've hired, and then they don't respond until Monday at 11:30 a.m. In the real estate world and lending world, I don't think that's adequate. I think that's much less than adequate. I wouldn't work with that person. I know a lot of lenders that are available often, pretty much all day long, outside of business hours, weekends, and holidays, depending, maybe holidays and traveling excluded. But again, if that's the case, they let you know ahead of time. Hey, next month I'm going to be going on vacation. If we're going to be starting this house hunting process, I have a backup. Or I'm going to be going on vacation for the next 5 months, just so you know, I want to hire somebody else or I have somebody great I can refer you to. But that due diligence is very important. Anytime you saddle up, knowing what I know now, I would also say anytime I start to saddle up with somebody in the business, meaning hiring a real estate agent or lender, my thought process is going to be I want all communication above board so there's no misunderstanding, because people have a tendency to understand me as well. Knowing that, every email you generate, again, we're just to the very beginning, so you've kind of thought to, should you be buying real estate? What's it going to be for? And if it's going to be an investment module for you or a method for you, then you'll have to find a real estate agent in that market, i.e. Santa Clarita, maybe me, but find out how that works. Reach out to me and we can connect those dots. This video is for people that have decided that they're going to buy something to live in. After you understand that communication's key, you've had a couple service providers vetted, maybe a couple different lenders, maybe you've had recommendations from friends and family. Once you talk to them, then of course you're going to want to start this habitual back and forth in email verification form. If they talk to you on the telephone and they tell you that this is how it's going to be, this is the interest rate, this is what I charge, this is whatever, I would follow up with them. Take notes. I think that's important. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars in a loan configuration that's going to take probably 30 years if it goes that far to pay off. And that's if that's a regular 30-year fixed mortgage. These are all other considerations. But once I start this established communication relationship and they talk to me on the telephone and they know what to expect, I'm going to send them a quick email recapping. Or you can be very bold and say, hey, listen, would you send back to me a quick email recapping what we talked about today? It's going to put them on pause. It's probably never happened before, but why not? I mean, the transparency out there. With the services being what they are, everything up to negotiation, in the real estate end of it at least, it's probably cool to have somebody that's going to communicate with you how you want them to communicate. Now, if an emergency is happening and they have to break the rules because of exigent circumstances, well, then they're even a better choice because they understand that game as well. I'm Connor McIver. Maybe this will help you. We will talk about, after loans and lending, we'll talk about the types of residential real estate in the next one. You can find me online. Just Google Connor with Honor and I'll show up. And I'm the bald one. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back soon. Take care. I'm going to turn around now.